The Coach's Corner on the WVU Coaches Show is presented by Joyce's Jewelry.
Back here on this Big 12 tournament edition of the WVU Coaches Show, and as you can see by this dessert right here, I think you're going to be happy that you don't have to come back to Globe Life anytime soon.
Is that where we are right now? I'm just in the meal room eating a piece of cheesecake.
And you didn't even bring me one.
There's a whole pie up there for you, so I'm just going to enjoy the heck out of this, enjoy my rest, and prepare to practice when we get back.
Well, I have to bring up some things that might not be too happy. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I have to, because we're sitting here, you're eating the dessert after a loss to Kansas State. You lost to TCU on the first day of the tournament as well, but if you come out against the Wildcats, you put up 3 runs in the first inning, a good offensive start for this team. But just how would you describe these 2 games here at in Arlington?
Stressful. You know, the whole tournament is stressful on everybody because it starts a day early now. So, I mean, we lost 2 games without throwing our 2 hottest pitchers, which you don't want to do, but that was the nature of the schedule this year. So, in hindsight, sometimes this is the best thing for you, you know, because if we would have used our 2 hottest pitchers and they would have thrown their 120 pitch deal, they might be tired next weekend. And at this juncture of the program, we need to try and win a regional. It's actually easier to win a regional than it is to win a 10-team tournament that's full of good teams. So we're going to throw our proverbial eggs into that basket.
So let me ask you this. When you end the regular season at TCU in Fort Worth, you play a series there Thursday through Saturday. Like you said, now the Big 12 tournament starts a day earlier. How much of an impact does that have on your pitching? I mean, you've already been pretty shorthanded, but then you add in that you just played and now you're on a short week again.
Yeah, extremely shorthanded. We were just kind of hanging by a thread, especially today. If you don't win that first game and get the bye, it's super stressful. So you saw a lot of guys pitch today that don't pitch much, and we had to do that. And if we would have got till tomorrow, we had a chance to win a couple games. But in retrospect, like I said, that may stress you for next weekend. So if they, for one reason or another, don't let us in that tournament next weekend, you're going to have a 58-year-old madman on your hands.
Well, luckily, I don't think we're going to have to worry about that. I mean, never said, we don't ever know, but much different than, when we were here talking in 2022 and this type of performance was kind of dependent on it. But I want to stick with pitching quickly here for a moment. You had 2 freshmen go in, Joseph Fredericks, Chase Meyer pitching for you against Kansas State. Just how encouraging was it to see 2 young guys pitching at the Big 12 tournament, and what can that do for them with the NCAA tournament coming up?
Well, today was all about lining up to see who we could possibly use in a regional. That's why all those guys got to throw today, because you need your hottest pitchers to pitch in a regional. And that's why you see Peraza come off the bench and Barnett come off the bench, and they both get hits. Who can we use to win that regional next weekend? So that's what today was all about. Hamilton Oliver got his first start as a Mountaineer and did great. He when the season, you're in an elimination game and getting close to the season, you want the ball in the hands of the most competitive guys on the team. And you want the guys in the box that are most competitive guys on the team. So this is, I'm 57. I said a 58-year-old madman.
Because you got a birthday coming up.
Tomorrow. This show is being aired when I'm 57, but people may watch it when I'm 58. But, I'm still learning this team, as you go. And Peraza comes in and gets a huge hit. Hasn't played in a while. Spencer Barnett off the bench for the huge hit. Still learning who can do what in big moments.
Now, you maybe weren't smiling as big as you were when you had this cheesecake, but at least in post-game, you did seem pretty optimistic about what is still to come for this team. What is your message to them, and how beneficial is it going to be now to have some extra time back in Morgantown and get prepared for the postseason?
Yeah, we're going to play our inner squads when we get back home and keep Derek Clark and Switolski on their schedule and give them a little bit of a break. So, yeah, I'm actually looking forward to getting back and getting our feet under us and just preparing to win. That's all we can do, you know.
And there it is, our final interview in Arlington on the Coaches Show in the books.
Is this our final WVU Coaches Show with me and you?
Unfortunately for you, no, it's not.
It's not.
Nope, but just this location.
Just this location. I look forward to the next one. Will you let me know when it's our last one?
I absolutely will. And we do have a last segment coming up on this edition, so we'll be back to wrap things up here in Arlington whenever the WVU Coaches Show returns.
The Coach's Corner is presented by Joyce's Jewelry, building trust, loyalty, and relationships for over 40 years.